telling me the truth, the hardcore truth. And also, I, of course, want free Medicare. And this is why it's important to have free Medicare, because look what's happening right now. You see what? We should have been have free Medicare for a long time. I, of course, think that we need a free college education. That's second. And I want Black people to stop getting killed. And no justice for it. I'm tired.
So, she wants free health care. She wants free college. She wants the Black people to stop being killed by the cops. She wants one that speaks the hard truth. What do you think about that, Logan?
What I think about free healthcare, I'm going to start off with that, is we'd be in a very similar predicament to what Canada is in right now, where their hospitals are filled to the brim. People can't get treatment, and if they do get treatment, it's not anytime soon, and by that point, it'd be, there'd be no point. She also wants free college, which, I mean, I can understand free college. You want a smarter generation, but our generations aren't smart. I'm just going to be very blatantly honest. We are not a smart generation, and people, you see this all the time, and people want to get mad over it, or, well, our generation gets mad whenever we're called stupid, but you see how all of our generations do the most stupid things. And
we eat Tide Pods.
Yes, exactly. And
to add on to your little thing real quick, that if we had free college, we already have options to get free college. We have the military, we have to be super smart, join sports. And if you want to make college free, you might as well take the 3 people who are the good sports people, take the people who are really smart, take the people who join the military, and just smack them in the face. Because that's pretty much what you're doing.
Exactly. They work for all that. And I mean, there's a reason they're in college, and the reason they're doing so well. And then you want to decide to have all these, and I can understand, there's people who want to go to college for certain things, become a doctor and all that stuff, but you have to work for that. It's not something you can just hand out. And what really, and her third comment is she wants Black people to stop getting killed. And I'm just going to come out and blatantly say this, is they're not the only people being killed. And no, they are not the majority being killed.
True.
Statistically, and you can ask where I get this, you can literally look for it anywhere. If you want to find out who gets killed more by cops than anybody, it is white people. And
I can actually pull up a chart right here. It's on your screen right now. Well, in the video, but not you. In the video.
Yeah, and like, people don't, they want to act like, I don't know why these Black people are getting killed, and I'm thinking, well, like, okay, there's a reason, like, that we have prejudice against them, and I'm not saying it's justifiable or anything, but how is it that a small percentage of the population, which are Black people, commit 50% of the crime?
Yep,
there's something wrong here.
The population does 50% of the crimes.
And that's a big concern, and that should not be happening. And then there's reason, and it's just not Black people getting killed, like I said. And not to mention, Black people kill more Black people than cops kill Black people. And nobody wants to address those facts.
And think about like this, too, where Black people get killed. What are they doing when they get killed? What is the thing that they're doing? Are they sitting there obeying the cops' orders, or are they fighting the cops, stealing their tasers and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. And now maybe not every case is like that, and maybe they're slightly resistant. Right. But the majority of you see is people like want to justify people not listening to the police, and it's not like that. I can't just say to a police officer, "Oh, you're not arresting me." That's not how it works.
So the NBA this year, the NBA, sorry that I cut you off there, but the NBA this year, they put names of people who died this year from police brutality. They have like 15 names on their jerseys, and all of them are justified. Every single one of them were a criminal. They fought the cop. They put the cop's life in risk, and it was a justifiable killing. He got killed, but it was justified. But the NBA and stuff like that, they're saying it's okay these are good people. Why are they dying? We're promoting this like it's a good thing, that we need to fight the police.
And I completely 100% agree with you. We shouldn't just sell out propaganda like it's nothing. And it's fine that you interrupted me. You wanted to make a point.
Yep.
But people don't understand is, like, you can't just go around and sit around and do literally nothing and somehow get shot. And I'm not saying, it doesn't happen, because we've seen, scenarios like that where people get racially profiled. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. And,
it does.
I have to clarify where I stand, because people, like, nitpick and say, like, oh, well, you're just being racist, or what about racial profiling? No, like, I understand people do, that doesn't happen, but it's not a majority of it. You want to blow out of proportion a very small percentage of the population for what? That's
exactly.
what I don't get, is you can't just go around and say, hey, he shouldn't have got shot, and you ask him, oh, well, was he resisting arrest? And they'll be like, no, and then they show you the video, and he's completely resisting, putting the cop's life in danger, fighting him, because we don't know what that criminal is going to do.
Yeah.
It's all about, like, if you completely comply with the cop, you have a very small percentage to get shot.
You have, like, it's close to zero.
It's close to zero, but it's never zero.
It's never zero, but it's very close.
Yeah. But if I completely comply with the cop and not, do anything threatening in any way, like if I'm fighting a dude and I'm not in handcuffs and he feels that he's in danger, he has every right to use lethal force on me, because he doesn't know what I'm going to do. Like this one incident, I'm guessing you saw this video, we talked about it a tiny bit. This firefighter, he got out from under this policeman and started punching the police officer in the face.
Okay.
The police officer, he pulled out his gun and shot him, like, while he was getting punched in the face. Because the police officer, he cannot let his weapon get taken. If he gets knocked out, there's no saying what happens. He gets taken to the ground and someone has control of him. There's no saying what happens.
Nope.
He has to be either 100% certain or not certain at all. There's no in between. There's no 50% certain or I was kind of certain. That's what people don't understand. There's no fine line in between when it comes to getting arrested. You either comply or you don't. It's not this, oh, I'm gonna have to comply and maybe I won't get shot. No, it's either you don't or you do. It's either he has to shoot you or you can go to jail. And like you said, these people aren't just complete, oh, I'm such a good citizen. No, they're not just those type of people. It's not that. People want to think that.
But they're not. And it's sad.
It's not.
It's a sad truth. But it is the truth.
And people will be like, oh, well, why are they talking about, this more over the other things? Is because that stuff, it's not the very big issue. It's painting every cop anywhere as a racist and wanting to get them taken out.
Yeah, that's the other thing I
whatever.
hate too. I'm going to do a video on this soon. But we use words too much. And they actually lose the meaning of the word. We take a cop who is defending himself, who kills an African American, and we say, he's a white supremacist. No, he was defending himself. He would have done the same if it was a white person.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand, is because I see this all the time. A cop he has to be, like I said, 100% certain or not certain at all. If he's not certain enough, 0%, it's his life that's in danger. He doesn't know what's happening to him.
It's everyone else's life too. How do you know that guy's grabbed the cop's gun and then shoot somebody down the street who saw him?
Yeah, exactly. That's what these people don't understand. And people are like, well, not all people are like that. And I'm just, it's not.
Well, you can't take the
about
risk.
That.
You can't take the risk at all.
You can't risk anything for anybody, because if he loses his weapon, he dies or he gets shot, there's no saying what that other guy's gonna do. He might go power hungry. He has to be 100% sure in all situations at all times. You're not in those situations where you're stressed out and you're scared for your life. You can't say what he was feeling. It's
Yeah,
not any of this sugarcoating stuff that the media likes to throw out there. Well, oh, it's so tragic that this guy died, and like half the time they don't even show the actual video.
Yeah, like think about the George Floyd video.
Want.
It took 2 or 3 months after George Floyd's death to show the video. It had to be leaked. It wasn't even shown. It was leaked. Some dude who worked there leaked the video.
And I mean, don't get us wrong. Me and you, we're not saying George Floyd's death was, like it couldn't.
It could have been avoided.
Yeah, it could have been avoided. He was already in handcuffs.
George Floyd was going to die because of the mixture of drugs that he took. He was going to go on what they call like a crash, where he was going to die anyways. But the knee definitely didn't help. And I'm not excusing what the cops did.
And not to mention, if they knew that George Floyd was in that much trouble and that much stuff, they needed to rush him to a hospital instead after they got him in handcuffs. If he was delusional, if a man was that delusional and you knew something was wrong with him and this stuff wasn't doing anything, he doesn't need jail. You need to know when people need help or not. It's not, and because not all police are bad. The majority you see online and in the media are not like everybody. It's not even the majority. It's like 1% out of 99. I mean, out of 100. And people don't like to. They like to think everybody and everyone that's a cop is a horrible person, or a guy who is defending himself is a horrible person, and it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And people like in the Black Lives Matter group is they like to point their fingers and call everybody a racist, but I think they're racist. I think they're the racist ones.
A lot of them
don't go around. They don't go around in these black communities helping out and trying to better the black communities. And stop them and gangs from killing each other, like these young black people, these teenagers like me and you.
Yep.
They don't want to help them. They don't want to help them at all. They just want to let them die. And they're very hypocritical because it's only when it's a white on a black guy. They don't care about a black kid killing another black kid.
Or a black adult killing a white kid.
Yeah, exactly.
That was recent. That was really recent too.
And like people, and like they don't like to hear us instantly call out, "Oh, you're a racist," and "Oh, you probably have a Confederate flag or whatever." And I mean, like, I don't see the problem with the Confederate flag. It's history. You need to know history so it doesn't repeat. And that's what people don't understand is they're so like blinded by ignorance and by these lies.
Definitely,
it's just it's so disgusting to see that all these people want to point fingers saying, "Oh, it's your fault, but they'll never fix anything on their own. They're never gonna ever fix things on their own.
All right, now before we get done with this, what do you think about Trump being a true speaker? Does he speak the truth? Like, what do you think about that?
I'd say, give me your like, what do you mean, like, truth speaker? Like, what do you think truth speaker means?
When does he speak the truth? Does he lie or does he speak the truth?
I'd say to an extent, he has to lie very vaguely sometimes. Now, I'm not saying he lies all the time, because different people. But half the time, he doesn't sugarcoat anything he says, and that's why people don't like him. He says it how it is.
Pretty much he does.
He has no reason to lie. He has literally no reason to lie. And people like to nitpick and go around and be like, "Oh, well, he's a liar," and be like, if he was a liar, he wouldn't just blatantly say the things he says.
If he was a liar, there'd be proof.
Yeah, and they need proof too. Like half the stuff that people try and say about Trump's not even true, and they're like, "Oh, well, Trump's is a racist." And like I had this conversation back then. They called him a racist. And you want to know what they called him a racist for?
For being the president? For being a Republican?
Well, I mean, both of those are pretty funny. He was called a racist because he wanted to build the wall. And I'm thinking, and send people back through the border. And I'm like, okay, so how is he a racist then? And they're like, there's exact reason. I'm like, well, there's two things wrong with those. Building a wall doesn't make you a racist.
Nope.
Because, if that was true, China, they'd be pretty racist. but it doesn't. And sending people back over is
It's
not
not
racist either.
racist.
It's only the illegals he wanted to send over. No,
Yeah.
Nobody who was here legally.
He was encouraging to
it's
get the
not
green
racist.
card. He was encouraging people to get their green card.
Yeah, it's not what they think. He's not a racist just because he hurt your little feelings and he didn't agree with what you said. Or
And he's
any of
throwing
that.
people in camps too. I hear that all the time.
Is he like?
He's
not
not.
to mention, like, okay. Let's get further around it. Even if he is putting them in camps, it doesn't matter. They came here illegally. They can wait however long they want to get sent back over.
No, here's the thing. Obama has been doing this. Obama put people in cages.
Well,
Trump's actually
let
did
you
a
know.
lot of good with that the concentration camp that AOC likes to call it. But those kids get really good treatment. It's kids. It's more of the kids. It's the whole entire separating your family from the kids from their families. And Trump's did a good job with it. I mean, the kids get a pretty good room. They get their own bed. They get a sink. There's like bathrooms in the actual facility. They have their fridge. They have a fridge full of food, and they're treated really well in those camps. It's not like it's Hitler in the concentration camps. I mean, it's not.
Now, if I may, you said something about Obama being. Would you repeat what you meant?
Obama did the same thing as Trump's doing right now, except for he did a worse job at it. He was the one who was shoving like 6 in one room.
Well, I mean, where's the, like, I'm not, like, saying you're wrong or anything, but I like, where did you see this source from?
Source, I just used to watch the news. I mean, I was alive when it was going on.
But we have to, no, I'm saying we have to ourselves not always listen to what the news is telling us. We have to
I know
actively
that,
search these things out. I'm not saying you're wrong or this didn't happen.
Here.
I'm saying, like, you don't have to send me it now. You don't have to send me it now or read anything or bring up. I'm just saying, like, did you actively research this?
Yeah, so I do this all the time, but
Yeah, then I believe you. Like, I completely believe you. I just wanted to know if you researched, because, like, most people,
I'll find this right now,
you know,
actually.
they want to, like, point fingers and say all these other thingies and be like, oh, he was such a bad guy, but we can't just do that. We need to have a certain factual things stating how this, and that, because if we don't, we're no better than the other guy.
But people are acting like this act is only done by Trump. This stuff's been going around since the 80s. Since Ronald Reagan was in office, actually, is when it first started.
That's what people don't understand, is because they like to point fingers and say, this guy's so bad, and he's so horrible, and he's so mean. It's just like, and like, mean isn't normally the word I'd say, or...
Alright, I'll send you the link right now.
Do you have any other question you want to ask me?
No, I'm actually really gonna thank you for your time. I mean, it was really nice to have you on here.
I mean, thank you for having me.
Yep, anytime.
I look forward to having more talks with you if you're up for it.
I sent you the link right there. You could do whatever you want with it. I'll put the link in the your video in the description of the video.
Okay.
And yeah. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yep, thanks for being on. Thanks for your opinion. I just wanted your opinion on that.
And I'll see you.
Alright, I'll see you later. I don't know how to end the call, so you're gonna have to do that. See ya. How do I do it? Okay. I fixed it. Alright, so yeah, what do you guys think about that? That was Logan and me talking. He was on my podcast last week. We were talking about everything. So yeah, hope you guys please comment, subscribe for more. I'm out. Peace. Trump 2020.
I promise I'll make mistakes as president.